one. Good evening. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Today's date is December 5th, 2023. Please join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This evening, Paul is going to read or say a prayer.
God, we thank you for your good works. You are a loving, good, and gracious God, and I thank you for all who are gathered here today. We pray for wisdom, for strength and courage to do what is right and good for everyone in Kettering, and may we put the interests of others before ourselves. Let your light shine throughout every neighborhood, school, and storefront in our city. I pray for the agenda set before us tonight. Please give an assurance of what would honor you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around Kettering. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jill.
I would now like to recognize our Miami Valley Communications Council TV operator, Liberty Lord. I somehow decided that was not Mike Speroni.
Liberty.
So Liberty, wave if you wish. Mr. Duke has an excused absence. I will now call on Mrs. Fisher to approve the minutes from the November 28th, 2023 council meeting and workshop.
Your Honor, I have reviewed both sets of minutes, and I do find them in order, and I move for their approval.
Second.
The motion has been moved and seconded. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Fisher, Mr. Klepass,
Yes.
Mrs. Hall, Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mayor Lehner.
Yes. We have no proclamations or special presentations this evening, nor do we have any public hearings. If there is anyone in the room who would like to speak about any of the legislation that is on tonight's agenda, they may come down now. Please give your name and your address, and I need to read it specifically. Okay. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address, and comments should be addressed to council. If you have comments that are not about the legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an opportunity for those to be heard later in the meeting. Is there anyone who wishes to speak? I don't think so. Thank you. We have no ordinances in second reading. Mrs. Fisher, I believe you have a resolution.
I do, Your Honor. I do have a resolution to amend resolution number 10765-22. It is estimated cost and available budget is $376,737 with no cents. And it is requested by the Public Service Department, and I move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution will amend a previous resolution that authorized renovations to the former fire station, number 33, which is on Bobby Place near Dorothy Wilmington, to accommodate a police training center. Since we've begun construction now, there have been some additional security measures that have been requested, as well as some reconfigurations of rooms, furniture, fixtures, and equipment for a conference room and other offices that were not included in the original budget of $300,000. All these costs have been paid through existing capital and operating funds. However, we are above the 25% threshold for City Council approval, and therefore we are back tonight to request the additional funds to be expended. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Any questions? Mr. Bergstresser. Seeing none, please call the roll.
Mrs. Fisher, Mr. Klepass,
Yes.
Mrs. Hall, Mr. Scott,
Yes.
Ms. Duval,
Yes.
Mayor Lehner.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing acceptance of a donation of educational supplies from the Kettering City School District for use in the Land Lib program. The estimated cost is $2,700. That is requested by Parks, Recreation, and Culture Arts Department. I move for approval.
Second?
Okay, Mr. Bergstresser.
Thank you, Your Honor. Recently, the Habitat Environmental Center had the opportunity to receive educational supplies as a donation from the Kettering City School District. The school district's coordinator for the Land Lab program, in conjunction with the Habitat Center, received a grant that allows for the purchase of supplies. And two of those items that were purchased included an Enviroscape landscape model with a value of approximately $1,500, and an augmented reality sandbox computer with an approximate value of $1,200. Be happy to answer any questions.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, seeing none, please call the roll.
Mr. Klepass?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall? Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an intergovernmental cooperation agreement with the City of Dayton and Montgomery County, Ohio, for the sharing of building code enforcement resources. This is being requested by Planning and Development Department, and there's no associated cost.
Move for approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Robillard.
Thank you, Your Honor. The City of Kettering, along with the City of Dayton and Montgomery County, have been in this intergovernmental agreement for about 6 years now, where we share primarily building inspection and plan review resources. It's really just used on a more of a emergency basis, or as needed, not on a regular basis. But it allows us to provide services on a continuous basis to our citizens without interruption. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Great. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, seeing none, call the roll.
Mrs. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Klepass?
Yes.
Mayor Lehner?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to accept and administer a community housing improvement program grant from the Ohio Development Services Agency. An estimated cost is $250,000 and is requested by Planning and Development Department. I do move for approval.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. Mr. Robillard.
Thank you, Your Honor. We received received $250,000 from over a 2-year period from the state of Ohio through their CHIP program, Community Housing Improvement Program. We're going to be using this money, about $225,000, for comprehensive housing rehab program that we've been running continuously for many, many years. The remainder of the money will be used for administration purposes. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay, seeing none, call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Ms. Duval?
Yes.
Mrs. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Klepass?
Yes.
Mrs. Hall? Mayor Lehner?
Yes. Ordinances in first reading. Who's got it? Lisa.
I have an ordinance to provide for the table of organization, position classification plan, compensation plan, and pay schedules and rules and regulations pertaining to conditions of work and supplemental benefits for the employees of the City of Kettering, Ohio, and to repeal ordinance number 4397-23. This is requested by the Human Resources Department, and it is first reading.
Okay. Jenny, you ready?
Thank you, Your Honor. This ordinance in first reading is in reference to the city's personnel ordinance, and it recommends several items, including a 2.25% wage increase for non-unionized employees, universal updates to the title of secretary to the title of administrative assistant, universal changes to pronouns from gender-specific references, and an example of that can be located in the current personnel ordinance, section 300, that currently reads, the city manager may, at his or her discretion, provide an employee wellness program to eligible employees. The new ordinance will read, the city manager may, at their discretion, provide an employee wellness program to eligible employees. Also included is a reduction in the number of full-time administrative assistants in the engineering department from 2 to 1. Revisions to the crossing guard and safety supervisor positions. Updated language in reference to the work week for battalion chiefs, fire captains, and firefighters. a negotiated wage increase of 2.5% for our fire captains and firefighters, and changes to staffing in the public service and PRCA departments. Additionally, it includes an increase to the pay grade of the assistant city manager position. This personnel ordinance will repeal personnel ordinance number 4397-23, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Mrs. Smith? Okay. Seeing none, call the roll.
It's first reading.
Oh, that's right. Okay. We'll now move on to certifications and petitions. Ms. Kaczynski, do we have any?
Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bergstresser,
Thank you, Your
are
Honor.
you doing the manager's report?
I am. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. So a few items tonight on the community update. The first of which is a rather exciting new initiative that the RTA will be implementing beginning in January of next year. This is a new route that is going to be what you can consider a circulator route within Kettering. So on the map, it is shown as Route 28. And essentially, it will run in both directions along Dorothy Lane and Stroop Road and Southern Boulevard, and will connect on the west end of town, Kettering Medical Center, and on the east end of town, the recreation complex. So it will be regular bus service from, I believe, from the hours of 6 a.m. to approximately 10 p.m., and it will run every 30 to 40 minutes, and again, both directions. So we're very excited about this circulator route. This is something that has been requested of RTA for a number of years, and also requested by people that use the RTA. One of the things we've heard for many years is that in order to get across Kettering, you essentially had to go down to downtown Dayton first, catch a different bus, and come back to Kettering just to get across town. So not only will this circulate around Kettering, it will also connect to other routes, RTA routes that run north and south essentially through Kettering, such as Route 19, Route 17 on Schroyer Road in Far Hills, Route 16 on Wilmington Pike, Route 12 on Woodman Drive, and then Route 6 along Far Hills as well. So again, very excited about this. The new service will start again in January, and certainly be looking for more information from the city about this, and also from the RTA as we move forward. Next, we've been talking about this for a little bit, but the Yard Debris Center on Woodman Center Drive will have new winter hours actually just started, and will run through March 2nd of 2024 on Saturdays from 9 to 3, except when there's wintry conditions, icy or snowy. One thing to note on this is that, maybe a little early to think about this, but we will be accepting live Christmas trees that are no longer alive once we get into January. So if you do have a real Christmas tree this year and you're looking for a place to dispose of it in the first week or two in January, we will be accepting them at the Yard Debris Center on Saturdays. So very excited about that initiative this year, and please bring your tree.
Mr. Bergstresser, can I just ask, can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
also leave your tree out by the street, as we have in the past?
That is one option too. Yes, you can leave your tree at the street. Rumpke will pick it up. Be sure to cut it in half if it's 6 feet or larger, so it can fit in the truck. But yes, you can leave your tree at the curb. Rumpke will pick it up. But if you want to bring your tree to the Yard Debris Center, we will be accepting them this time.
Thank you.
Yes. Also been mentioning that 2024 dog licenses are now on sale. They can be purchased at the Kettering Police Department, or contact Shelley Davis, our animal control officer, at 296-3266. Spark Kettering, we are putting the finishing touches on our new community-based strategic plan. We've gotten some very good feedback initially on the results of what we've heard from the community, and we are in the process right now of accepting feedback on the draft plan. So we would encourage residents to go to sparkkettering.com. There you can view the plan in its draft form and make your comments, and that will run through the end of December. Our annual Christmas Day gathering has a new location this year. It will be on December 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Charles Latham Senior Center. This is a change in location from years past, and we are excited for the new location and the food that we will be able to enjoy, along with music, Santa, and we welcome all ages to come to this. It is the Christmas season, so we wanted to let folks know that the City of Kettering administrative offices, we will be closed on Monday, December 25th, and Tuesday, December 26th for the holidays. And also due to the holidays, we will have a change in service. So we will be delayed, Rumpke will be delayed 1 day the week of December 25th. So if your regular collection day is on Monday, you will move to Tuesday that week, and so on and so forth. So it will be delayed 1 day the week of December 25th. Your Honor, that's all we have tonight for the community update, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, just a quick question. The subsequent week, or the following week rather, 1st of January, same thing for Rumpke?
Yes, sir. We will have the same delay in trash service the week of New Year's.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. We will now move on to council reports. We have to do that one first. Okay, wait a minute. I do not have the script for that one. Thank you. At this time, if you would like to come before City Council, please come down to the podium. This is for any comments you have on something that not based on legislation for this evening. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit, and speakers are asked to state their name and address. Is there anyone who would like to speak before council tonight? Okay, seeing no one, we will now move on to City Council reports.
So, Your Honor, I'm going to focus my remarks on 3 grand things that are going on this week in anticipation of the holidays. The first being Hope for Kettering, which is a group of churches and interested citizens that want to come together and serve our community at need. They have a Christmas store where they have set up appointments with several of our needy families in the community, and they're getting to shop for their kids' gifts. So that's one. That's going on this week and next week. I also was a participant yesterday in helping with the angel tree, so that we had those angel trees with the tags, sorting, going through the gifts, making sure all the kids, again, different set of children that are needy within our community to get gifts there. This Saturday, I'll be serving 170 families out of the Neighbor to Neighbor pantry, again, focused at our most at need families. Not quite as extravagant as the other 2, but every child, again, will walk out of there with a gift. So that being said, I will say our community does an awesome job at reaching out to those in need and making sure that every single person has a great holiday season. That's all I have, Your Honor.
I'd just like to thank you for all the work that you are doing around serving our neediest children in the community. It's just really awesome, so thank you.
All good.
Tony?
What a weekend this last weekend was for our Parks, Recreation, and Culture Arts Department. Started Thursday night with a donors reception that kind of kicked off the weekend and began the celebrations of the Rosewood Arts Center being completely redone. On Friday night then, we had the mayor's tree lighting. For a change, we had really, really good weather. Nice crowd over there. And then Saturday, we had the ribbon cutting at Rosewood. Just about everybody was able to get over to that. And followed by an all-day event at the Rosewood Gallery called the Rosewood Holiday Arts Festival. So we should be quite proud of what the city has done to put this event together, and our Parks, Recreation, and Culture Arts Department. Well received by much of the community. And the last thing I want to mention, tonight I got more help on my Shop Kettering campaign. Our Director of Economic Development has developed a map of participating shopping centers and retailers in Kettering, and it ends with, "Don't be a Grinch, shop Kettering." That's all I have.
Nothing for the good of the order tonight.
Okay.
I'll be real brief. I want to add to the comments about the tree lighting. That's one of my favorite events in the city. It does kick off the holidays, and it is great to see so many citizens out together in our parks.
I will also be brief. Echo everything said about the Rosewood and the tree lighting. I think the Rosewood team, the Parks Foundation team, they deserve so much credit. They've done an outstanding job. It is a beautiful facility. And I bought a vase from Rosewood while I was there. So, Tony, I shopped local for you. You're welcome.
Good deal.
And I just want to say real quick from the Board of Community Relations, 2 of our members are officially done with their time on BCR. Frank Eckler and Elam, whose name I can never pronounce, I'm not even going to try. They have served for years and done multiple things with the board, and they've made a huge impact on things we've done, and they will be very much missed. So I just want to recognize them and thank them for all their service. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Most of what I have to say has been said. I would like to give a real shout out to the RTA, though, for this bus route. It's going to make a dramatic difference in the community, and it has certainly been something people have wanted for and asked for a long time. And then the weekend, as you said, was just a fabulous time. If you didn't make it to anything, you missed a lot. One thing you can still do is drive by Lincoln Park and look at the Christmas tree this year. It is phenomenal. It could be out in front of the Empire State Building or something and look like a big tree. It's incredible. I can't not remember, and I apologize, the name of the family who donated it. Does anyone happen to remember? Okay. Well, I thank them and the other 5. Springers, they were one of the, there were 6 total trees. Yeah, there were several trees, 5 of them. So anyway, so with that, I will close this meeting, and we will see you on the date, December 12th. Seems a little close. Meeting is adjourned.